Hi, I'm calling. Hi, I'm calling for my TRIB money back.
Oh, yeah, you know, that was an obvious Ponzi scheme. We thought you all knew.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I really hate to tell you this. Oh, but this probably just means you've been in crypto for what, 3-4 months?
No,
It's a common mistake.
I would say close to 3 years at this point.
I'm sorry, did you say 3 years?
Yes,
sir. Have you learned nothing over the?
I'm sorry. I've been a Bitcoin maximalist for a while.
That explains it.
I'm just getting back into the game. I was told to ape.
Yeah, we have a separate phone number for that. Do you have a pen handy?
Oh, Frank's trying to kill himself.
Oh my God, is he all right? Frank, are you all right?
Don't try to stop me.
Oh my God. Oh, so he's alive.
Lost all my money in a Ponzi scheme, Charlie. I'm broke.
His neck is so thick, I feel like he's just gonna swing and dangle around for a really long time.
That's what it is.
Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu, alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Don't try to stop me, Charlie.
I didn't know what you were doing. And then I thought of the line, his neck is too thick, before he said it. And I thought I had to mute myself for a second because I was going to die.
We've lost all our money in a Ponzi scheme, and we are coming at you live. This episode is entitled The Gang Buys a Ponzi. So, I mean, let's get right to it. This episode will probably be pretty short and sweet. We've got a couple good segments, and we've also got a second show coming for you later this week. So, you know, what we wanted to get after, we got a lot of stuff going on in these last couple days since we last talked, right, Chamber?
So much has happened. I was thinking about that last night. I don't think we've done a solo show maybe about a week or so, maybe a little bit longer, and so much has happened in that time. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So, I mean, where should we start?
Well, I think we should start with, let's start with the Ponzi.
I mean, this is all news, right? So should we just get right into it? Let's get to the news. All right. We're starting with the Ponzi.
Yeah, let's start with the Ponzi. That's what everybody's talking about.
Yeah. So, all right. First of all, my sincerest apologies to you.
No apologies needed. First of all, you haven't lost all your money.
Technically, you haven't lost all your money.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it's true. You haven't lost all your money. We're talking about TRIB. I don't know if you've been on Twitter. You've probably seen the hashtag TRIB. TRIB. That's the Contribute project. It was a buzz over the past few days.
Such a buzz. So
much buzzing.
So much buzz.
And yeah, many people on Twitter were talking about it. It's kind of this. It was this whole new approach to, we're going to call it an ICO, or basically a pre-sale. And it was, basically everybody just pitched in their crypto, and it was gonna average out a price Do you know much about what's happening? I mean, I could go on about this.
So basically, this part was meant to be what they call fair distribution, right? So the fair distribution.
And what was it was a Genesis? Do we know what the term was?
Minting event, GME, Genesis minting event.
That's what it was called.
Yes,
and that was completely new to crypto. No one's had. I don't think anybody has ever done that before.
Right. So it's a novel concept. Actually, pretty interesting concept when you think about it. Right. So
it is.
So let's talk about what actually happened and what was going on here. So this is Contribute is a decentralized capital coordination tool that incentivizes the creation of perpetual interest generating pool through smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. Contributed funds are exchanged to TRIB tokens that are issued through a bonding curve model to reward early risk takers for initially seeding the contract. Okay, so
right.
Early risk takers, that's number one, right? All funds deposited in the pool are sent to a smart contract which optimizes yields on different lending protocols, continuously generating interest. This interest can be claimed by any, I think this is key too, any TRIB token holder as long as they sell the same dollar amount of TRIB back to the contract. A 10% fee is applied to anybody entering or exiting the pool. The fee is used to buy and burn TRIB tokens, permanently locking value in the lending protocol, which is also pretty interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
This allows for a constant stream of interest to be generated for as long as there's demand for the underlying asset, benefiting every TRIB token holder. Contribute is an experiment which is only possible because of the advent of DeFi on the Ethereum blockchain. It uses crypto economic incentives to bootstrap an automated interest generating pool. Okay, so that's your background on TRIB. So you understand what we're talking about here, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know what's happening with this thing.
Okay, so I mean, it's pretty.
You're talking about the royal we.
No,
it's very interesting.
I mean, I don't think a few understand this.
Very few. It is interesting though. Just in layman's terms, essentially what's happening is every time a transaction is created, a percentage, so either you buy TRIB or you sell TRIB, 10% of that transaction goes into this debt account. And this debt account is funded with this MUSD, which is a stable coin. And this MUSD, you can actually collect interest on this. So there's a bunch of money being put in this debt account that's just generating interest. And every time there's a transaction that happens, more money gets put into that account. So the more people sell or the more people buy, more and more fees get put into this debt account that can generate more and more interest. So the longer it goes, essentially, ideally, the more that TRIB will be worth going forward.
Yes.
But we wait. But now we wait.
Also the theory about the price floor, all of that kind of stuff, which is interesting as well. So burned tokens can't be sold back into the contract. So this effectively creates a price floor, which is constantly being raised every time tokens get burnt. All right. So let's go back here. Let's go back to the beginning of the story.
The story is great.
The story is better than the story is the best part. So here we go. So essentially what happened here was we had Messiah on last week, and fantastic episode, right?
Great episode.
But it very much made me realize, all right, there's a lot of money being made out there that I am just being stubborn and not participating in because I don't really understand what was happening. And I was personally guilty of going back to the old stuff, thinking that stuff was going to pump again, and not really getting myself into the whole DeFi and all of this newer age stuff in the crypto world, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get back into this. So over the weekend, I bought some other DeFi stuff. So I am now a strong token holder, Chamber. I am long, strong, and down to get my friction on. Baby got bags.
Goodness. Wow.
That's it.
That's a big bet. That's nice. I still think that was going to do extremely well. But continue.
It's down 10% today.
I know everything's down.
I bought the local top on that as well. By the way. As soon as I bought it, it's been down about 20% ever since.
Oh no!
So so Bunchu's return to shitcoins has not been lucrative thus far. But anyway, so we had Messi on, and we're talking about aping into stuff. And over the weekend, all I'm seeing is TRIB, right? Mm-hmm. And so when was it? Saturday night, I think. Saturday afternoon.
The buzz had not gone full peak yet.
Right.
I think by the time you reached out, I think it was Saturday night.
Yes, and so I messaged you on our Telegram chat, and I said, "Are we aping into TRIB?" And you, at this point, had not heard about it.
No,
and
I had not.
You didn't know what it was, so I started sending you all this information on it, and I mean, we basically were like, "Let's go! Like, let's do this. We're gonna ape so
together,
hard.
apes together strong."
That's right. We were gonna ape so hard. So then you had officially aped.
Yeah.
Then what had happened to me was I came home yesterday. I was at my parents for the weekend, and so I had to move some Ethereum around so I can get into this. And we both said, okay, here's how much we're going to go in. Like, this is what we're going to do. You were in, and I'm like, all right, I got to get home and move some stuff around. And I tried to do that, and I was getting error messages and emails from my centralized exchange that I could not move my ETH off, and so I thought I was going to miss this thing because the minting event was at 8 o'clock last night. So at like 6:50, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to buy this thing I'm just going to put new cash in, which I haven't done in years. I'm going to put new cash in to buy ETH to put into TRIB. And so I bought about half as much as I wanted to put in, that we had agreed upon, but I didn't want to miss it. So I'm like, all right, well, at least I was like, man, if this thing goes south and I showed it to Chamber and he's in and I'm not, I'm like, I'm going to feel like a total dickhead. So
there was a little part of me that wished that happened.
So, but then I'm like, all right, well, I'll at least put in enough so I could be at half of what I wanted to put in, right?
You got some skin in the game.
Yeah, so I got skin in the game, and I'm like, all right, I made it. And then about 15 minutes before the actual minting event, my Ethereum transaction finally went through from the exchange withdrawal, and so I put the rest in. And so now we were both full in, and we were just chatting it up in our Telegram group about what was happening. And I think, we understood what the project was, but I don't think we understood exactly how to maximize the quick sale portion of it.
Correct.
So tell the people what happened at the time of the minting event.
So I want to say maybe 15 minutes before the minting event, there was a tweet that came out from Messiah.
Yeah.
And he essentially was like, basically said, like, if you're scared, just take out your 2x immediately, like as soon as it's minted, and then walk away.
Because of the bonding curve. Because
of the bonding curve, exactly.
Yes.
Right? Like,
so the average price when you would at the mint was like $2.97. Or $2.79 or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah, it was $2.90, I think it was. Yeah,
and then but the bonding curve was showing that the price at the when it would be minted was going to be $5. So if you sold it immediately, at the time of the bonding event or the minting event, you could have 2x your money really quickly and gotten out. And that's what a lot of the big shillers were doing, and I don't think we realized that was the play until it was too late, right?
So the the tweet that came out about 15 minutes before was kind of like, hey, if you're scared, just take out your money right away, and then you're no worse for the wear. But then, as soon as the ticker hit zero, a new tweet came out from Messiah, and we're gonna pick on Messiah a little bit, but it's, again, at the end of the day, everybody should do their own research. You should laugh at yourself if you just bought because somebody else told you to buy and you didn't do anything. This is all on you. So I in no way am blaming Messiah, but it's just a funny story. So
it's hilarious.
We're gonna pick on him a little bit. And essentially, literally as soon as the ticker hits zero, there's a new tweet from Messiah that said, "I've sold everything, waiting for the bottom.
Got my 2x. I'm out. Yeah. See you at the bottom."
Right. And Bunchu and I are kind of like in the chat. We're like,
wait,
what's happening?
We were supposed to sell it right now, and then we just kept watching it go down, and
because it was like a 2x, and then it was like a 1.8x, and then it was like a 1.6x, and then
there
it
was a point where there was a point where we could have still pulled out some profit, and we're like, all right, well let's just see what happens here, because it actually is working like it's supposed to work.
It is, exactly. It's not like there was a rug pull or nobody's compromised the contract. There's no liquidity to rug pull.
So at the time of this recording, there are $345,776 in USD or MUSD equivalent locked in contributions, right? So that means that's locked in this contract forever. And that is what's gaining the interest, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, the current interest rate, the variable APY, is currently at 36.22%, right?
Yep.
But if you look right now, there's zero available interest to claim.
Now, the interest to claim is a tricky one, because from all my readings, essentially it's programmed for bots to really work that process to create as many transactions as possible to feed the locked contributions. Is that how you're understanding it?
Well, kind of. Or if you and me wanted to just pull some of this interest out, right?
Yeah, like I've seen it pop up, $3, $5, $12.
But it doesn't make sense because your gas fee to claim it is more than that.
Exactly. And that's why they're saying bots are kind of programmed to do this, because nobody in their right mind would
you'd have to try to claim over the gas fee at the very least.
Right. I got an available claim right now of $1.63. And I'm probably not going to claim that.
Oh yeah, that's what I see right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Of course. But yeah. So anyway, the current price is what?
The current price is $2.79, almost $2.80.
Yeah, and the price floor is 83 cents.
Correct.
So we're not that far off of where our break even is, right? So people were saying that
no, I mean if I sold now, I think there's still a 10% haircut if I sell this, even from what it tells me.
I'm not sure about that. I think that
you're not sure. You think it's included in that number?
Yeah, because if you do, well, let's just find out, right? So if it's let's just say it's the amount that I have times what's the price?
Call it 280.
Yeah, no, that amount that you see includes the 10%.
Oh, okay, perfect. So even with the 10%, as of right now, if I sold my whole bag, I'd probably lose maybe $200. Yeah,
and don't forget the price of ETH has also tanked overnight. So
right, so it might actually work
the
out.
amount of ETH you have. So do that in okay. So do for me.
I don't mind saying the number.
I don't really want to say the number. I'm kind of embarrassed of how much we just put into this. Okay, so I would be down roughly. Actually, no, because I didn't use the full amount of. Let's see. I would be down right now roughly 0.5 ETH only.
Really? That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all, honestly.
Now, the only thing is, like, how much further is this going to go? Obviously, we saw rapid decline in price last night.
I read that 67% of all the tokens bought have been dumped already. So for us to be pretty close to break even on that is, I would say, pretty good.
I agree. I don't think this is that bad. And again, that floor is slowly creeping up. Like last night, I think it was like 62 cents. Now it's at 83 cents. And it hasn't been 24 hours yet. Like, we'll probably see this over $1 by the time 24 hours hits. Is maybe not, but it'll probably be close to that.
So what's going to be interesting is if you, so now the thing is, the game's not over. The game just gets started here. So now where someone like Messi or these bigger guys got in, made the quick 2x, and now are looking to come back. That's the real win, right? Because they won, immediately doubled their stack of ETH, right? So now they have double what they started with. So, and then the price will be potentially lower, right? You know, so they're, even if it's not, even if they decide to break even, or even if it decides to kind of like stabilize around this joint and break even, they can buy double the amount that they had, right?
Exactly.
So interesting. All right, let's come back to this. We're going to take a quick break for our sponsor, and we will be back in just a few seconds.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be a part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for people to use it for everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that is as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
And we're back. So let's give a glimpse of the TRIB chaos that's going on. The Telegram. So we found this about. Well, let me start here. So what was our big? What do you think our big mistake was? Because I'm not sure we've made that huge of a mistake. We just didn't get to capitalize on the 2x.
I think it was just a time thing. Like, we really got into this 24 hours, not less than 24 hours.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much less. Yeah, and the thing I think was I didn't realize how to sell it back to the contract immediately. You know what I mean?
Right.
It actually took me it took me about 15 minutes to figure out, to claim the tokens, have them show up in my balance, and then be able to get to the sell screen where I could potentially sell back.
Yeah, I think the first time I figured it out, I think I could have made, call it like $400.
I was gonna say it was about $450 at the time I found it. Well, I would have made $400.
Yeah.
So, because the people who knew where to buy it and sell it the fastest made the most money on it, right?
Correct.
And so we still could have, but then by that point we're like, let's just.
Well, and when you're, and the thing is too, like, we already made one quick decision to get in. Even though 24 hours felt like an eternity, it's still a quick decision. The more quick decisions you make, the more room for error there is. So if we had pivoted and said, let's just sell everything, you know what? We probably would have been ahead. Well, we would have been ahead from where we are currently, but we didn't know exactly what we were doing. So sometimes not taking that step, I mean, it could have been a bad step, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, in this sense, it would have been maybe a positive one, but sometimes making those rush decisions don't necessarily work out in your favor.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, the thing that it gives me, some hope, I guess, with this thing is that it's working like it's supposed to.
Exactly. As much as I tried to do as big of a crash course as I could in that 24 hours to really see what was happening, and I saw the I saw the profit opportunity. But I really thought that was in my head, it was for people that just wanted to get in and out, that didn't necessarily want to see longer term gains.
Which it was, and that was a strategy, and we just
didn't make that next logical step to say, hey, I could just rebuy at a lower price.
Yeah, I didn't think that it would dump but again, even so, it's not really. It hasn't really dumped that hard. It's
correct.
It's right about almost what we bought it at, right? So it's really not that far off. If it wasn't for that 10%, I would be basically at break even price. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
exactly.
I mean, I think this could still very much work out in our favor.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just more of a longer term play for a lot of people that kind of are a bit more familiar with the project. Like you had mentioned before, that it's acting exactly like it's supposed to. And for a lot of those people that understood that, they understand this is a longer term play. It's basically opposite hot potato. You know what I mean? You want to be the last person holding the bag essentially on this, I think, is the most beneficial. So the longer you stay in, I think that the better it is.
Well, that's true, right? Because in theory, right, if you're the last person holding TRIB, if you're the last one,
the last
holding,
one,
then you're the one that's reaping all these.
You get 100% of the interest.
You get all the interest, right? So so it either is going to work as there's going to be the people are still going to just keep coming in, and the locked contribution will go higher, and hence the interest the dollars on interest will be higher because of the higher locked contributions, or everybody leaves, the locked contributions are flat, right? And nobody ever buys again, but it still is sitting there generating 36.22% on whatever's there.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
So I mean, really, the only things to worry about are hacks,
which didn't happen yet,
or something faulty with the contract.
I really did like this idea of fair contribution, fair distribution.
Yep,
I agree.
No, I think it's innovative, it's different. That Telegram was on fire yesterday. There was a lot of
still is.
There was a lot of dumb money in there.
It still is.
And ideally, I'll talk to the admins. Hopefully, we'll drop this episode in that Telegram so people can hear it. We'll see what happens.
Wait, you did talk to them?
No, I'm going to though. I tend to get what I want.
Well, I mean,
we'll see what happens. But I think that would be fun. It's a new idea. I like it, I think.
Now, don't think back to what Messi was saying, in that if you're scared tweet, right? Take your 2x. I mean, he said, look, if you're not willing to hold this thing for at least 6 weeks, don't fucking bother. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, exactly. And I think that's true. And once he gets back in, quite honestly, I think it's gonna go crazy again.
I agree. So, this hasn't even pumped yet.
It hasn't even done anything yet. It's
right.
It's the initial sell-off that you see on every single token, right? But the difference is, and I think the cool part about this is, any other token ever in the history of crypto, if it sold off 67% of all the tokens purchased, you'd be absolutely wrecked.
Fuck.
Full on wrecked, financial ruin wrecked. You know what I mean? So the fact that So the fair distribution piece where everybody was in at the exact same price means that nobody is selling below unless they're just scared, right? Like
Right.
Unless they're scared this thing's going to go to the floor. But most people probably won't do that. And if they do, the floor raises. If they don't, that price is going to stabilize, and you're not going to get this, 90% drawdown, I don't think. And I mean, that's just me speculating, of course, but like, what I'm saying is there's not whales that bought at 1 cent on this pre-sale because
Correct.
they put in $500,000. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, so they're not making profit on the current price. So why would they sell? Their play was sell at the 2x, and they just paid to lock in the contributions for everybody who's left. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Which is fine. That's fine.
Yep.
I'm not even salty I didn't get the 2x. Like, that's just me not understanding how
Exactly.
to sell it fast enough.
Right. And I think,
You know?
again, it was just that time thing, right? Like, you have less than 24 hours to try to figure this thing out. I think we were able to figure out what it was doing. So when it did the thing it did, we knew that it was playing the game properly.
Yes.
We just didn't necessarily have that second step to take full advantage of it. But we
need to get ourselves in on some better inner circles, like inner
Yeah,
circles,
I think that's what we need.
But however, look, if you're holding anything today, you're down, right?
Oh yeah, it's
like Bitcoin's down.
Oh, that's what can
350.
you do? I was looking at this the other day. Can you pull up the top 10?
The top 10. Oh yeah, there's a new boy in town, I think.
In my mind, it looks so new like it's crazy.
That's what I mean. Just over the past week, like we've seen so much stuff happen. So the top 10 right now.
Like look at that top 10. It's crazy.
Wow, Litecoin. See you later, boy.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, Ethereum. So I'm using CoinGecko. Yeah. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, XRP, Bitcoin Cash. So there's your pretty standard top 5, right? Then you've got Polkadot,
Yeah.
which I don't even fucking know what that is.
That's something new the kids are talking about. I'm not 100% sure.
God, I gotta be more on top of this stuff, man. Then you got BNB at 7, Chainlink at 8. Man, Chainlink, guess the current price of Chainlink.
I'm looking at it, so I get it.
888.
What was its high? It was
Like $22.
22. That's right.
I think. Crypto.com, so CRO, that's been steadily just
Right?
crushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember when
just
that
crushing
was like 100 on
Yep.
the ranks.
I see commercials for it all the time on my phone now. Like when
I was
it's
going to
great.
get a card. I don't remember if I ever did or not. I have the app, and I have some Crow locked up, like 50
you?
Crow or something.
Nice.
And then Litecoin is the 10. So then you got BSV, Cardano, EOS. So like all of those
all the
to
old
be-
top 10s are just slowly dying. Just slowly dying a crypto's death. But it's crazy. Like when I saw Polkadot, when I saw like obviously Binance has been in the top 10 for a little while, but like Chainlink, Crypto.com, and Polkadot making up the top 10 is pretty interesting.
Yeah, crazy. So, I mean, lots of new stuff here. All right, so we're done with TRIB here for a while?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to the other big thing that happened this weekend. and this one, I'm going to let you talk about this one because this one I am salty about.
I did. Listen, I didn't even want to bring it up. That's how bad I felt. I'm like, fuck.
This is
You should feel salty, and no one can blame you for feeling salty on this one.
but it's my fault. There's nobody's fault that it is except for mine also.
You can still feel salty. It's fine. I'm giving you a salt pass.
Okay.
So the big story of the past 7 days, even bigger than TRIB, and TRIB was a big story. Uniswap doled out or created a new Uni token, I think to combat what was happening over there on SushiSwap. And if you had an Ethereum wallet that interacted with Uniswap prior to September 1st, Uniswap gave you 400 Uni tokens. And right off the hop, I think it coincided with the release of the PS5 presale. Yep. And that same night, I think basically, I was joking, like Uniswap just basically gave everybody a free PS5.
Well, first of all, that went viral, the whole thing.
So everybody, basically, I think it was, I think that first evening it was between $600 and $800 worth of Uniswap. And a lot of people sold it, and it didn't go down. It did go down. It went down a little bit, and it started pumping. And now,
so wait, let's go back a little further. So who got Uni?
So the people that got Uni, any person that had an Ethereum wallet that interacted with Uniswap. I can't prove this, but I think even if you just linked your Ethereum wallet, your MetaMask to Uniswap, even without
I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I think you would have got some, which is fucking bananas to me.
Which is really why I'm so pissed.
So if you traded on Uniswap, if you attached your MetaMask to Uniswap, you got 400 of these Uni tokens. If you provided liquidity in these liquidity pools, you got even more. I actually did some of that. I actually got more than not a ton more, but I got more than the 400 because I provided some liquidity on Uniswap. No big deal. The salty,
big liquid daddy over there.
But the reason you should be the saltiest is this next part. If you purchased socks.
Oh, this is why I'm so salty.
We've talked about it ad nauseum on this show, purchasing socks. I didn't purchase any socks.
First of all, when we first talked about it, I think socks were like 80.
It was the first thing you talked about.
It was, but they were like cheap. Like it was, cheap relatively to what they are now.
Right. Had you purchased socks, you got an additional 1,000 Uni tokens.
Yep.
Which is, and again, I don't know if it was 1,000 on top of the 400 or if it was $1,000 total.
So you remember us talking about socks, right?
Oh, 100%. A couple of times I think we talked about it.
But I'm pretty sure when we talked about socks, there was only, I think, like a couple people that had done it at this point, right?
Oh yeah. No,
so we were early when we were talking about this, which is why I'm so pissed because I should have done it. And I think it was like $270 for the socks.
Right.
I think that's right. My guess, but we can go back and check. But I think that's what it is. Do you know what a pair of socks costs right now?
No.
$4,589.
No way. That's so upsetting.
Yeah.
Plus the 1,000 Uni.
Right.
That's rough. That's rough stuff right there.
Meanwhile, I'm pumping my fucking ETH into a Ponzi.
I'm dying. I'm dying. So,
God damn, this is why I'm so salty.
So just doing some quick math here.
I don't want to hear it. I'm muting.
So Uni, fuck, that's a great. My sell price was terrific, by the way.
Yeah, didn't you sell like close to the top?
Yeah, I think I sold it about $7.15, something like that.
Yeah, good for you.
Pretty close. That went up to about. I have a top on this of about $8.27 on Uniswap at $400 a token. You guys can do the math. It's about $3,500 or so. I think it was about maybe 8 Ethereum, 9 Ethereum at the time. Like, it's crazy. So a lot of people sold the top. A lot of people held. What you don't want to do, and I think is what we were doing here with TRIB, is you don't want to become a community member.
Right. We are now a TRIB only podcast.
Yeah, I think we are a TRIB community member now.
We are.
But
in less than 24 hours.
In less than 24 hours. Now, the funniest part, so as this is happening, the night that Uni dropped, I was sitting with my wife, and I said, I kept leaving and going to my office, and she's like, what are you doing? And I kind of explained to her what was happening. And the next day, I think maybe the next couple of days, I keep showing her, like, hey, like, this is how much this is worth. And I, like, trying to explain to, normies, like, what was happening with Uni. And she's like,
can't. I mean, think about it.
She couldn't, like, it was very difficult to grasp.
Thin air.
She's like, they just do that? I'm like, I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but yeah, that can happen. And she's like, well, what makes it worth something? I'm like, well, people make it worth something if they think it's worth something. And she was watching it go up, and I had sold my bag at a certain point, and she's like, oh, are you done with it now? And I kind of said, oh, we'll see. Like, I had it's actually close to where my target price is now to rebuy. So right now it's about $4.45.
So are you going to be rebuying?
I'm kind of tied up in TRIB right now. We'll see.
Did you go harder than what we agreed on?
No.
Actually, never mind. I know how many you have. You didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't go harder. But yeah, no, I think I probably will get back into Uni at this point. But I told my wife, yeah, I know I sold it off, blah, 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 blah. And then yesterday, she's like, oh, did you buy back in? And I laughed at her, and I'm like, do you know how old news Uni is right now? Like, she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, it's fucking passe.
TRIB or bust.
Like, we're in... She's like, what are you talking about? It's over? I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, I said, I got a new thing now, and I told her about TRIB. I said, it's either going to be a great decision or a fucking terrible decision.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, she thought this was...
But, like, right now, it's not either.
No, exactly. Which was not... I was not expecting that.
So, like, that's what makes me comfortable about the TRIB, right? Like...
Yeah, I agree.
It should be way worse. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I agree. But it was just funny watching a normie see the ebbs and flows of a market cycle in 24 hours. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. She couldn't get over. She's like, what are you talking about? It's over? Like, yeah. I said, yeah, Uni's over. It's done. I mean, there might be time to buy back later on, but for the time being, I explained to her what a local top was and how it needs to cool down and, consolidate, blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, it's over for now, but we'll see. But you're right. I think I would say Uni's in a nice buy zone right now at $4.48, $4.50. If you get as close to $4 as possible, that'd be the best. But I think you're okay here.
It's interesting. People will be buying into TRIB. So I mean, Uni.
I think they'll be buying into both. But yes, I think Uni is an opportunity right now. But
the other thing is, if this isn't just a Monday downtrend, and if it is something where we see market going down for a couple weeks, right? Mm-hmm. I think you're safer almost in something like TRIB.
I don't disagree.
Because it acts more like a savings account. You know what I mean?
It really does.
So it's interesting.
Like, if you had sold everything back into ETH, you would be down fairly significantly this morning.
You're down $25 an ETH.
That's
not
a lot.
Nothing. 7%.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. So,
I'm down less on my TRIB buy than I am on that for sure.
Right, exactly. So that's yeah. If yesterday you converted if you took your 2x.
Now Messi is sitting in stable coins.
He's stable, exactly. So he's looking a little bit better.
So he's just a high IQ motherfucker.
He's trading on a different level, guys. All right.
I mean, look, we'll never be Messi. We'll never be.
But we'll have him on the show more, and then he'll tell us.
Yeah, and then we can learn his aping ways, and that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, we should have him on for like a bi-weekly segment, the Messi Ape Hour.
I agree.
You know, or we'll call it the zoo or something, and it'd just be a 5-minute segment on, you know, what the newest things to ape into are.
I think I would like that a lot.
I'll have our people reach out to his people.
I'll see what we can do. I'll have our receptionist reach out, which is also just me.
Well,
sometimes I make up fake names to talk to our people that email us.
First of all, that is one of the funniest things, and I have no idea why you do it. I don't know why. Like, it's not crypto. There's no real benefit to doing it. It's just, but I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So Chamber and I run a couple little just side gigs together, and we get emails from businesses back and forth. So, like, other than just the podcast, right? So
correct.
We are presenting ourselves as legitimate businessmen, and
we're shilling TRIB to them all right now.
Chamber. So all the emails go to the same place, and so we have just like a shared email inbox, and Chamber will just use different aliases to send emails back and forth to these people instead of using his real name. And I don't get why you do it, so I would love an explanation, but I think it's fucking hilarious.
I just like I like playing around. It's like a little game. So most of the time
it's like they think we're some big conglomerate.
100%. Yeah. So like usually I'll use my daughter's name to respond to emails. Like she's our coordinator. I'll email back, and it's just fun. Sometimes they, like when people want to come on the show, and I'll say, I'll ask the guys. So, it's not like I'm just asking. So it's usually like we have somebody else working for us, and it's fun to be that third person because I like to play. I like to have fun. But yes, I know you get a good kick out of it. I'll come up with better names though. We'll really mess with people going forward.
I love it. So we have one last order of business here.
Mm-hmm. We do.
A couple weeks ago, look, we're sometimes we're not the best at follow up on this show. Like we will go and do something that would require follow up in a future episode.
Correct.
That just never comes back again. We would be really bad at like continuity if we were writing a sitcom or anything like that. It'd be like that storyline or character that was like really important for like 2 episodes and that never came back. Yeah. So, but here we are going back to something. So let's get into it, Chamber. You are our resident expert on this subject, so I will give it to you.
So, we'll see who the expert is at the end of this because I'm not 100% sure if I am or not. But I don't know, like maybe a month or so ago, we made our picks for the 2020 Emmy from the 2020 Emmy nominations that came out of, like I said, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago. And on the show, we made our predictions. I have a list of the predictions, and through all this TRIB news that was happening and uni news that was happening, we completely missed I forgot to watch the Emmys last night. So the Emmys were hosted last night, or
not something I would ever watch personally.
There was a great Laker game. If there hadn't have been a Laker game on last night, I would have definitely watched the Emmys. I like playing. I like playing the game. So. Yeah, Oof, don't get me started. So I have a list. I have our list of picks. I have a list of winners, and let's see who succeeded the most in their predictions here. I have the list of our picks. Can you just jot down like the wins?
Keep score?
Yeah, just keep score on who got what.
Sure.
And I'll do my best. Now, when I wrote these down,
I was high as hell.
I wish I was. I'll see if I can get as many of these as possible because I didn't write down the category. What I did is I wrote down each pick, and then from that I'm going to figure out which category it was. All right?
Oh, great.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
This should be really great.
It should be just fine. So I'm going to start with Outstanding Competition Program. Now, the nominees for this one were Top Chef, The Voice, The Masked Singer, Nailed It, and RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, back then, you selected Nailed It. as your prediction, and I selected RuPaul's Drag Race. The winner was RuPaul's Drag Race.
Ooh, look at you.
Okay. I feel like this wasn't one that we picked on. Outstanding. A lot of outstandings. I don't like outstanding lead actress in a series. No, we didn't do that one. Limited series.
Yeah, we did all these. We did all of them, didn't we? Oh, no, maybe not limited series.
Yeah, limited series we didn't do. One second, I'm going to scroll up to the top of this list here. Scroll up to the tip of top, where they keep all the good awards. Okay. Outstanding comedy series. The nominations were Curb Your Enthusiasm, Dead to Me, Insecure, Schitt's Creek, The Good Place, The Kaminsky Method, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and What We Do in the Shadows. Now, your selection for this...
I think I picked Dead to Me.
I think you did pick Dead to Me. No, you picked Curb Your Enthusiasm. I picked Schitt's Creek.
That won everything, didn't it?
The winner was Schitt's Creek. I figured these guys would be... Okay. Outstanding lead actor in a comedy series. The nominations were Don Cheadle in Black Monday, Anthony Anderson in Blackish, Rami Youssef in Rami, Eugene Levy in Schitt's Creek, Ted Danson in The Good Place, Michael Douglas in The Kaminsky Method. I believe you had Ted Danson for this one.
Yep, that didn't win either.
I had Eugene Levy.
Okay.
And Eugene Levy was the winner.
Yeah, he was the big story of the night, I think. So you're going to clean up on all your Schitt's Creek.
Now, if you ever, going forward, guys, and this is Bunchu, if anybody listening, if you ever get caught in one of these award show challenges, or you bet some money, the trick is
correlation.
The way you win, you gotta stick to one. If you have a winner,
yeah, you gotta correlate.
Exactly.
Be high leveraged.
You're either going to win it or you're going to lose it. You're not going to, you know what I mean? You can't go back and forth to different shows.
The same way with like daily fantasy football. You got to pick your team, pick a stack, let it ride, be highly leveraged, or you're like picking and choosing isn't going to do it for you.
That's correct. Now, I have done these for years, so I do feel a little bit...
You've got the edge, man.
I have a little bit of an edge on this one.
You're the insider.
So, outstanding lead actress for a comedy series. There was Tracy Ellis Ross from Blackish, Christina Applegate from Dead to Me, Linda Cardellini from Dead to Me, Issa Rae from Insecure, Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek, and Rachel Broshannon from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. You had Linda Cardellini, who I really like a lot, from Dead to Me. I haven't watched it. Did you watch Dead to Me?
Yeah, I like it.
It's very good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to watch that now.
I don't know if I think you'd be into it. If you like both of them, you'd be into it.
Oh yeah, totally. The winner here, I'll let you take a guess.
It's whoever's Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, it was Catherine O'Hara.
Is that who
Canadian? Canadian goddess Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek. So another, I'm 4 for 4 so far. This is unprecedented. I never do this well.
This is insane. The fuck? This is smutting.
Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series. Did we do this one? Yes, we did. So there was Andre Braugher, who's the captain from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Mahershala Ali from Rami. Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live. Daniel Levy from Schitt's Creek. William Jackson Harper from The Good Place. I think that's the guy with the glasses. He's very good. Alan Arkin from The Kaminsky Method. Sterling K. Brown. You know who Sterling K. Brown is?
No.
Oh, okay. He was the lawyer. Did you watch like the O.J. Simpson drama?
Oh yeah. Yep. That was great.
He was the lawyer.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking? Fun fact about Sterling K. Brown: best friends with Charlie Day. Him. And Charlie Day, and who's the main McPoyle brother? He was on the Cowboy Show too.
Oh my God, what are they? Yeah.
Liam? I think
No, Liam's the other one. Ryan? Ryan and Liam McPoyle.
Yeah, so Ryan, Sterling K. Brown, and Charlie Day are all best friends. They all went to acting school together and like lived together forever. I thought that was funny. I didn't realize that. And apparently they're all the same age. Charlie Day just looks super young. And then Tony Shalhoub for Marvelous Maple. I had picked. What did I pick? I picked. Not the winner. I picked Tony Shalhoub. You picked Alan Arkin, and we both lost. It was Daniel Levy in Schitt's Creek. Outstanding actress comedy series. Sorry, just gonna move on. Some of these no-namers. Outstanding drama series. Better Call Saul, Killing Eve, Ozark, Stranger Things, Succession, The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Mandalorian. You had Better Call Saul. I had Succession. The winner was Succession. Have you watched that? Have you watched Succession yet?
No, so I'm actually
teasing
kinda
me
pissed.
with text messages about watching
Well,
Succession.
so I was going to watch it that night that I texted you, and apparently HBO Go is no longer a thing. It's now HBO Max.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you can't get HBO Max on a Roku, and that's what I
really?
have at the moment. So like,
Shout out to Roku, by the way. Quality device.
It is, except
I prefer
except for
using
this
it.
one.
I prefer using the Roku to my smart TV.
Yeah, no, I'm just pissed that I can't get
That
HBO
is upsetting.
Max
Though.
on it.
That is upsetting.
Yeah, and so then I went deep trying to get it. I didn't stop there, dude. I looked up if I could screen share my iPhone to my Roku, like screen mirror it, and you can on an Android, but you can't on an iPhone. So
really?
like, and so like, there's no way for me to really watch it in a way that my wife and I can both watch it together.
Interesting.
So still working on that.
No. Good job. Okay, next one here. I got a couple more. Outstanding lead actor in a drama series.
God, I'm getting skunked. I got nothing.
Jason Bateman for Ozark. Billy Porter for Pose. Brian Cox for Succession. Jeremy Strong for Succession. Steve Carell for The Morning Show. And Sterling K. Brown for This Is Us. Sterling K. Brown nominated for 2 separate shows. The winner on this one was Jeremy Strong, who I had. You had Jason Bateman. So Jeremy Strong for Succession over Jason Bateman for Ozark.
This is some bullshit.
This is a thumping. This is retribution for all those goddamn
I was just going to
polls.
say, this is how I feel every time we run a poll.
Okay, lead actress in a drama series. Zendaya for Euphoria. Jodie Comer for Killing Eve. Sandra Oh for Killing Eve. Laura
You've got
Linney.
like almost a clean sweep going. You've missed one.
I know, I've been pretty on fire. Laura Linney for Ozark. Olivia Colman for The Crown. Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show. You had Laura Linney for Ozark. I had Jennifer Aniston for
See,
The
like
Morning
I took the right approach there.
You did. You picked a horse and just didn't win.
It just wasn't the right horse.
It wasn't the right horse. This one bucks the trend though. This is going to Zendaya for Euphoria, and we both lose. So that's unfortunate.
And we both lose.
Let's do one more. I'm looking for the good ones here. Outstanding writing. Outstanding lead actor. Okay, here we go. Outstanding lead actor in a limited series or movie. We have Hugh Jackman for Bad Education. Jeremy Pope for Hollywood. Mark Ruffalo for I Know This Much Is True. Paul Mescal for Normal People. And Jeremy Irons for Watchmen. You had Mark Ruffalo. I had Mark Ruffalo. And Mark Ruffalo won.
Hey, I got one. On the board.
And I think that will do it. Oh, no, we got one more. Outstanding Variety Talk Series. This is the last one here. Full Frontal with Sam B. Jimmy Kimmel Live. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. And The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I had, who did I have? I don't even know who I had. Oh, I have you had John Oliver. I had Samantha B. You won with John Oliver Last Week Tonight. I lost Full Frontal with Sam B. John Oliver, I think the better show, to be honest. I like Sam B though.
Wow. All right, so that was it. That's the final.
That was it. What's
the final tally? Final tally. Bunchu 2, Chamber 7.
Wow.
Yeah, just
that was like a poll.
Wire,
that was
a wire-to-wire ass kicking from Chamber. All right. So you are our resident Emmy. Are you as good in the other award shows as well? Like, are you going to be sweeping the Country Music Awards or what?
No. I TV is. I do my best work in TV. Probably.
What about movies?
Movies, I'll do okay. I tried to go with what the flavor of the moment is. You know what I mean? Like what the. I
didn't realize Schitt's Creek was like that big of a thing.
Schitt's Creek's good. The thing with the nice thing with Schitt's Creek is some like people like us can watch it, who I put in a upper echelon of comedy watchers. You know what I mean? We like great comedy. I think you and I, but it's the type of comedy that we can watch. It's not the best, but it's definitely watchable. But also, you know, I say parents, but like I'll pick on your parents, but it's something you can watch with your parents too, and they'll fully love it. Like I think it's a show for them more so, but where you can come in and watch it. You know what I mean, and still be totally like this is a well done show. Nice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it really captures a broader audience, I think, than most shows that we watch. Like, I don't know, like I tried to watch I Think You Should Leave with my mom. And I mean,
that never.
It's rough. It was rough. Yeah. You know, I'm not watching Sunny with my folks. But, you know.
I do think my dad would probably like Sunny if he
I think I now that I say it, I think I watched some episodes with my dad, and I think he enjoyed it thoroughly. But yeah, you know, maybe your dad will watch it. But I think Schitt's Creek just appealed to a super broad audience, and was very woke. That was the other thing about it.
It's woke. Yeah.
It's very woke. If you're into that kind of thing.
Interesting.
So I think that made the most sense. I was just happy. I'm a big fan of Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, and I hope they did well, and they did. So you should watch it. But more importantly, you should watch Succession because that's the fucking greatest show.
Sweet. Well, I think that is going to do it for us. What a show, Chamber. What a show.
Emotionally, I'm spent. I had peaks and valleys of emotion, winning, Emmy nomination predictions, losing, crypto.
So one more thing to play with your emotions just before we leave. Just in 2 minutes, tell me about what happened last night with the Lakers.
Oh my God. Listen.
Just quick, 2 minutes.
Okay. Lakers are in the Western Conference Final. Basically, there's 4 teams left in all of the NBA playoffs right now, Lakers being one of them.
Nuggets, the surprise team left.
Nuggets, Miami, another surprise team on the East. But Nuggets are playing the Lakers. Nuggets have beaten the Clippers, who were favorite. They beat the Utah Jazz, who were favorite over them. A very resilient team. And the Lakers had won their first game, and they were winning their second game pretty dominantly, and then kind of Denver came back towards the end of the fourth quarter, and they made a shot to take the lead with 2 seconds left, and they drew up a play. The Lakers drew up a play for Anthony Davis, who's a 7-foot 1-of-1, meaning like this guy is
monster, out of Kentucky.
You can't compare. There's people that are physically gifted. It just makes it unfair for everybody else, and he's one of those people. He moves like he's 6 feet tall, but he's 7 feet tall. He shoots like he's 6 feet tall, but he's 7 feet tall. And they drew up a play for him, and he gets off a 3-pointer at the buzzer to win a playoff game in the Western Conference Finals, cements himself in Laker lore forever. And as soon as he cashes that check, as soon as that ball goes through the hoop, he turns around, and I'm reading his lips, and yells out, "Kobe!" And I yelled at the TV. I looked at my wife. My wife was sitting right beside. I'm like, did he just fucking yell Kobe? And sure enough, the basketball gods have broken it down. They got the clip. They got the audio elevated. You can hear him clearly say Kobe as soon as he hits the shot. They're wearing their black Kobe jerseys. They have memorial Kobe jerseys. They were wearing those last night. I mean, it was a Kobe shot. It was a Laker legend shot. I mean, I was an emotional wreck last night. So, and then TRIB was crushing me on top of that too. So I was all over the map.
Pretty awesome.
Very awesome. So hopefully. Oh, and that reminded me too. I actually still have from our time when we had what's the betting site that we had as a mybookie.ag.
Oh, you have a little Lakers
I think I have the Lakers winning on there. I have to check, but I'm pretty sure I have the Lakers winning the championship.
Look
on
at you. Wow.
So
very impressive.
Excellent thing. So we have some things that are coming up chamber, some things that are not coming up chamber today.
I'm not sure anything's not coming up chamber. Look, we're break even in TRIB right now, essentially, close to.
Yeah.
You've cashed in on your uni, you just swept my ass in the Emmys.
That is true. Okay.
I mean, literally everything coming up chamber.
I'll take it. I'll take a win today.
This may be the top.
This is the top. Sell short chamber.
I'm selling all pumps from here on out on chamber.
As you should.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, that is gonna do it for us. Until next time, we got one more show coming up this week, so that'll be out Thursday probably.
Yeah, probably Thursday.
Awesome. So until next time, don't get wrecked, and that is financial advice.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. You can help support us by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and become a REKT patron by signing up for a monthly tier on patreon.com. That's patreon.com/REKT podcast. Don't get wrecked.